didn't accept the argument that they would just stack the papers neatly down at headquarters and they weren't going to look at the papers. All right? We didn't accept them coming into our house. Now, in those days, your papers were real. They were not up in a cloud. They were in your castle. And the whole doctrine that a man's home, or now a woman's home, is their castle, came from a long time ago. It started with the Magna Carta or maybe even before. But it was easy then because we knew the government couldn't come in your house without a warrant. Your name had to be on a warrant. They had to say what the reason they were coming, and they had to ask a judge for permission. But this is what John Adams said we fought the revolution over. John Adams said that James owes his fight against writs of assistance, generalized warrants written by soldiers with nobody's name on them, was the spark that led to the American Revolution. And yet I have trouble knowing what the difference is between a writ of assistance, a generalized warrant, and a warrant that's today being issued by President Obama that says Verizon on it. And then they collect all the records of every customer of Verizon or AT&T. Hundreds of millions of records are being collected with a single warrant with no one's name on it. That to me is the very definition of a general warrant, and something that we should rise up and resist. Justice Brandeis put it this way. He said, the right to be left alone is the most cherished of rights. It really is your right to privacy. People say, oh, well, there is no right to privacy in the Constitution. Well, there is a right to privacy that's in the Fourth Amendment, but it's also in the Ninth Amendment. The people who are literalists and say the word has to be in there, this was a big deal. When they wrote the Constitution, some said, we don't want a Bill of Rights because the people will think that's all of the rights. And so the people who wrote the Bill of Rights insisted on the Ninth Amendment. The Ninth Amendment says those rights not listed are not to be disparaged. The whole point was, this is an incomplete listing of your rights. They don't explicitly say you have the right to property, they don't have the right to voluntary exchange, all of the stuff that we know we have rights to. They gave certain powers to government. They listed some of the important rights, but those rights not listed are not to be disparaged. This fight goes on. We will go back. They're not too happy with me in Washington. I made them miss a little bit of their vacation. And I'm making them come back on Sunday. So I'm expecting sort of a very cool reception from the other senators. But the thing is these are important debates. The Patriot Act expires every 3 or 4 years. We've known for 3 years this was coming up. We knew the exact date for 3 years. Why did we have to have the vote on Friday before Memorial Day at midnight? Why? Because they try to put us in a box, make everybody unhappy with you because everybody wants to go on vacation, and they just want to get it done, get it done, get it done. I was asking for 6 votes on 6 amendments in 1 day of debate. Had I not stood up and stolen the floor from them and kept the floor for 10.5 hours, there would have been no debate on this. This would have been slam dunk, it would have been done, and it would have been gone. But because I occupied the floor for a day, we moved them back. We moved them into the weekend, and now we are having this debate. I don't know if I can win or not, but there was a survey recently and asked young people, definition of young, 18, 19 to 39 years old. Young people, they asked them, do you think the government's gone too far? 83% of people under 40 years old think the government has gone too far. The thing is we have to stand up and stop this onslaught of our rights, because every day government grows bigger and bigger and bigger. Today we found out that the government is going to inspect every nook and cranny of your land to see if there's any water on it, and then they're going to say, that's federal water, we're going to regulate your land because your land's federal land. You don't believe me? I wrote a whole book about it. The book before this was called Government Bullies, and I tell the story of a guy named Ken Lucas who put clean dirt on his own land, and he was put in prison for 10 years. I tell the story of John Pottsky, who's a Hungarian immigrant who fled communism to come to this country. He put clean dirt on his own land. He was fined $250,000, given 3 years in prison. It bankrupted him, and it destroyed his life. His family is still bitter with our government, that they came here looking for freedom, that they put him in jail. There was a family in Idaho where they put gravel on their land. They lived on an incline, and they put gravel on the land. They said, you're violating the Clean Water Act. It's absurd. What has happened is we've taken our eye off of protecting the Mississippi River, which we should protect, and we're on every farmer's and every person's backyard saying it's a navigable river. It's like so many things in Washington. The original Clean Water Act said this: no one can discharge pollutants into a navigable river or navigable stream.